Hello and welcome to today's session. I hope you're all doing incredibly well from whichever part of the world you are watching. Here in Madrid, you can see the days are getting longer, the weather is getting warmer, spring's definitely in the air, so it's quite nice, lovely vibes going on in my beautiful city I live in. Today, I want to talk about the difference between a brand and a concept. Now, I am not a marketing or a brand expert, so this is more in terms of wellness offerings and instead of being this marketing or brand guru. But I do think it's incredibly important to understand or at least talk about the differences between this term. The reason is because I'm seeing that many times wellness leaders, and that's particularly of very established hotel chains, think that because they already belong to a very established brand and they have their set brand standards, that when it comes to their wellness offering, they do not need to create a concept. And I can only imagine the reason why that would be is because they view the terms brand and concept as pretty much the same term. So I see the terms brand and concept being used interchangeably. And although they are related, these terms, they are not synonymous of one another. And for the purposes only of this talk today, I distinguish and I define brand and concept in these two following ways. So, your brand is the identity and perception of a product, service, or organization in the eyes of the consumer. And your concept refers to a specific idea, a theme, or approach that sets your business apart from competitors and defines its unique selling proposition. And in order to have the right, most profitable wellness offering for your particular property, that is that wellness asset, you need to have both a strong brand identity as well as a unique concept. And what happens is wellness leaders in larger hotel chains, because they have been set brand standards that they need to comply and service standards that they need to comply with, and they're given direction in terms of what kind of treatments they can offer within the treatment menu. A certain number are local, a certain number are brand standard, what brands to work with, even in terms of design element, because they have been given this direction. What they think is that this direction means that that is their concept. And that couldn't be further away from the truth. Even if your head office has given you a fantastic brand guideline, that is what it is. It's a guideline. These are the guardrails within which you need to be offering this level of service that consumers will expect from the spa or wellness offering within this particular hotel brand. But as a wellness leader, you still need to do your job and define the wellness concept. What are the specific treatments you're offering? What actually makes your offering unique from the hotel next door? And over there, you need to take into consideration your specific target audience, their cultural nuances, your team, your owners, your destination. And that cannot come from your brand head office. And your head office does not ask you not to create your concept. So it is so incredibly important to write that concept and not confuse your brand standards with replacing your need to write the concept. And the reason this is important is that I have talked a lot about the wellness value iceberg. As wellness leaders, when we completely bypass writing the wellness concept because we think our brand standards are precisely those concepts, what ends up happening is that we end up staying at the tip of the iceberg. It's at the tip of the iceberg, and I've mentioned it on a number of occasions, where we actually set ourselves up inadvertently, we become sensitive to the tilts and shifts of external market conditions. And it's at the tip of the iceberg, we actually have no impact in the rest of the iceberg. Additionally, what ends up happening is because we're constantly at the tip, we're constantly looking at which brand can I get that is going to distinguish me from that hotel X right next door, which is also a luxury hotel. We end up trend chasing, we end up talent chasing, we end up focusing on things that the end consumer does not really put much value on in terms of differentiation. If they're going to a five-star hotel, trust me, they expect a top brand, they expect top treatments, and they expect you to have very grand facilities and an amazing team. That is a given if they're going to be spending a few $100s on a massage or a treatment. But what ends up happening is, as wellness leaders, when we do not define our concept and confuse our concept with brand standards, is we're at the tip of the iceberg. We're getting hit hard by external market conditions because we know our wellness industry is rapidly growing. And on top of that, we're chasing after things that really do not have an impact. And the end result, we end up burning ourselves out. And we really haven't made our wellness offering a stellar business performer. And then we think that wellness is not taken seriously in a hotel because proportionally compared to the rest of the department, rest of the hotel, maybe wellness continues to be only 1 to 3% or maximum 10% of total hotel revenue. So when we don't define our concept, and we lean onto our brand standards, thinking that those brand standards are what defines our concept, is when we get ourselves in a situation that does not serve us or does not serve our end client. So what I wanted to do today is just literally to just offer, just to have this little word of caution. In order to have the right, most profitable wellness offering, to have that wellness asset, you need both a strong brand identity, that is the perception your consumers have of your brand and the quality of what you offer them. And you also need to have a component and approach that is unique, that sets you genuinely apart from the hotel next door. And it's never the what that sets you apart. It's how you do wellness that will set you apart. And we need to be careful when we've been given brand standards and brand guidelines, thinking that we have been put into creative straitjacket, because we haven't. We're actually given a very neat set of standards that makes things incredibly easy for us to deliver to deliver our experiences to a very high standard. But we still need to define what makes us unique and how we do things in a unique way from the hotel next door, given the guardrails that we have been given by our head office in terms of what standards of service we will be giving to our guests, what are our standards in terms of design, what are our standards in terms of how we treat our people and how we treat our guests. So I hope you found that useful. A quick video on being mindful of the difference between a brand and the difference between the concept. And again, I am not a brand expert. I'm not a marketing expert, but I think it is so important to know these terms, although related, are not synonymous. Your brand is the identity and perception of a product, service, organization, or organization in the eyes of your consumer. And the concept is what refers to that specific idea, that theme, that approach that sets your business apart from competitors and also defines its unique selling proposition. And if you want that wellness asset, if you want to create the right, most profitable wellness offering for your particular property, you need both ingredients. You need that strong brand identity. You need to be able to guarantee to your clients that you are delivering services and experiences to a very high quality consistently. And you also need to have something that distinguishes you from the hotel next door. And that's not your grand facilities or the top brands you work with. That is a given. It's in how you do wellness uniquely that makes you unique. So on that lovely note, I wish you all a great week ahead. And yes, until next time.